Well, yesterday was crazy. Yeah, it was a little bit crazy. It was good. It was good. So I saw, but like it was my first like full day in Tel Aviv, on my Recce, on my Tel Aviv Recce. So yeah, like it was full of basically seeing apartments, but then not seeing apartments, and then someone not bothering to turn up, and then blaming it on me, and then seeing anyway. So the first apartment I went to see was cool. It was I first walked up. It was right on the roof. You had to go onto the roof, and then it was like a kind of almost like shanty house, on the roof. And at first I was like, don't know about this. But actually, the more I saw it, the more I kind of loved it. It was kind of weird and a bit bohemian and kind of it's got 2 bedrooms. The woman who was there, who was lovely and was sort of talking to me about stuff and why she was there and why she was moving, she was a bit she just had loads of stuff. She lived there with her daughter. She's had loads and loads of stuff. And it's not a very big apartment, and I think that's mainly why she wants to move. I don't think she realised, from what she was saying. There were other reasons as well that didn't bother me, but it seemed that she'd just had lots of shit, like not shit, like just lots of stuff. Kind of got this big like L-shaped kind of living space, and then 2 bedrooms, and then though. There's not much of a kind of kitchen thing, but I don't really cook anyway, so I can probably like get a hot plate and like a little oven thing or something. It will probably work. But the outside space is kind of amazing. It was like this kind of sun terrace thing, which was huge and sprawling, and it goes on to the other side as well. So you kind of have to split it in half. But actually, the other tenant is not there, and I could potentially. I was thinking about also renting the other room, but we'll see what happens with that. It wasn't rented. I don't think it'll get rented very easily because it was like a one room place, but it was like the size of a small bedroom plus a bathroom. So maybe it will, and maybe they're lovely. But either way, you can have pets there. That's good. There's lots you could do. Like I think it's kind of a weird space, but actually I think if you are creative, you can make it into a really, really nice space. Anyway, and so I liked it. So that was a good start. And the second place I went to, actually I kind of loved, and it was like big, and it was like a 1-room place, but it was 2 rooms, 1 living room and 1 bedroom. The living was huge, big, and there was no kind of kitchen that had been put in yet. They just hadn't put it in yet, so they're obviously going to put something in, but they're trying to rent it without. And I was really up for it. And then there was a balcony that went all the way around, which was nice as well. It was good. So anyway, so I decided to go for the second place, and just go for it. I was like, I'm going to go for it. It's like, they wanted me to pay for December, which kind of was like, meh, okay. But actually it was quite cheap. So I thought, you know what? It's negligible. And also they only wanted 1,000 shekels deposit rather than a full month. So I was like, fine. But then we come to a problem, because they want me to have security checks. Now, I've not used checks, like a checkbook at all, right? Since I was like 20, maybe 18. Like I remember having security checks or like post-dated checks for university accommodation. But I mean, I don't remember using checks for years and years and years. I don't even know if I've got a checkbook, and if I do, I don't know if it even works. Anyway, it's also not an Israeli bank, so it doesn't really make a difference anyway. And it would cost a huge amount of money to do checks and stuff. So I said, okay, look, I don't have an Israeli bank account. And he said, well, do you have a guarantor? No, I don't have a guarantor. We don't know anyone in Israel. I was like, well, like, sure, I've got mates in Israel, but not that many, and I don't know them well enough to ask them to guarantor me to rent a flat, like I'm not doing that. And I said, look, I've got savings, so I can pay for maybe 2 or 3 months. Anyway, he said he didn't know. Then anyway, so I don't know what's happening. That was yesterday. This morning, He phoned up. He said they wanted 12 months rent. I was like, absolutely not. Like, absolutely not. And then I was talking to one of the guys who's staying where I'm staying, and he's saying, well, actually, do you want that landlords really? If they're going to be like that now, what they're going to be like, especially after I've paid. He's like, well, can you pay 6 months? I'm not paying 6 months. I'll pay 4 months, 3 months or 4 months. I'm not paying, it's enough. When I move to Israel, I'll have an Israeli bank account, and then, and then I'll give you security checks. It's not a problem. But anyway, I get it that they want it, that they want to be careful. I think it's a bit too much, if I'm honest with you, but it's their prerogative and fine. And then the other one I saw was the one place I was supposed to see. The guy wasn't there, and he said, "Oh, I thought you were coming at 1:30." And I said, "Oh, I've got it in my diary for 3:00." And he said, "No, you definitely said 1:30." I'm not sure I did. But even if I did, like, why didn't you phone me at 1:30 or text me and say, "Hi, Paul, are we meeting at 1:30?" Anyway, not that bothered. It's fine. I expect it. I'm expecting this sort of thing to happen. I think. I've heard a lot about this kind of thing, and that's fine. So I'm trying to be quite chill about it. And then I saw one, but it was just like for the money, it was quite small, and it's kind of like got these cool little gadgets, and it's kind of vaguely high spec and whatever. But it's got a lift, it's in a nice building. But I don't care about any of those things. I'd rather have space and I'd rather have space and character over nice and high spec. That's just me. Anyway, so that guy who showed me that, he's found me a couple of places in the Old North, which I might go and have a look at, because that's another kind of potential area. Although I do love it around Florentine. Yeah. So that was sort of the flat hunting side, and it was good. Look, it was only one day, and I really like the first place. Like, I really like it. So I've got other places booked for like Sunday, but it's the weekend now, of course, because obviously in Israel the weekend is on Friday and Saturday. So then last night I came back and I met a couple of the guys who live here, well, not live here, who are staying here, and kind of got involved in a chat, blah blah blah. And then I thought I'd go for a drink. So I mean, I was on my way to go for a drink when I saw these guys, and they sort of said hello, so I started talking to them. And so yeah, we ended up chatting for hours and hours and hours, and then it got to about like 9:30 or something. I thought, oh, actually, I'll go for a drink. It's probably now actually. Like before, it probably would have been quiet or whatever, but now I'll go for a drink. So I did. So I went to a bar called Spagat, which is a gay bar. It's alright. It was a gay bar. Usual sort of thing. I was gonna move on. Like, alcohol is really expensive. Like, I think I had like a vodka and orange, and it cost me like probably a tenner. Like, it probably cost me a bit. More than London prices. Like, beer here seems to cost like 33 to 30, like 35 shekels or something, which I think is like £7 at the moment, which is a lot. Like, for a Corona, that's a lot, or even a pint of something, that's a lot, I think. Anyway, yeah. So I had a drink, and then one of the guys, Dima, from the hostel. It's not a hostel. It's more of a Airbnb. Randomly turned up, looking to see if he was going to go in. I don't think he's gay. He's not gay. But he just saw. Apparently, he just walked past. He saw there loads of people, and he stopped. And just so happened. This is not like near where we're staying. This is like 15-minute walk away. So he could have gone in any direction for any amount of time, and he just happened to turn up at the. So either he's a spy, or it's fate. It's Bashert, like, so we're obviously going to be best friends. No, he doesn't live here, and he lives in London actually. But he's a really nice bloke. Anyway, so we went for a drink there, and then we went for a drink in near Levinsky, market, which is where I'm hoping that I might move to. So I thought, well, this is a nice way to sort of check it out in the evening, and it was really nice. We stayed there for a while, and then we came back to Florentine, and we had a drink there. I have to say, my back was not good. I walked a lot yesterday, and then by the time I got to like this final drink, like my back was rubbish. Anyway, and then I went back and I met, there's a guy called Kesem who is one of the hosts here, and he was with the girl, it's called Catherine, and I was a little bit tipsy, I'm not gonna lie, and we started having a bit of a chat, and they were like, "You're cool. Do you like jazz?" And I thought, yeah, sure, I like jazz. And they're like, "You should totally come to a jamming session that we're having." I was like, okay. So like, we randomly walked down the road. And go down this like little alleyway, and I have no idea where we're going. And then you open the door, it's like totally a jazz club. It's like just this random like makeshift bar, and like soundproofed walls, and some people in about like at the end, kind of doing their thing. And so I got everyone a drink. It was nice, everything. And then I turned to Kiss and go, "I think I'm gonna go and have a go." And I was like, "What?" And he was like, "Yeah, I think I'm gonna." I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." And I think someone told me that he was a musician, but I didn't know. Anyway, so he totally just like gets up. He obviously a regular there, but he just sort of gets up, picks up a microphone, and starts like doing this kind of like freestyle singing thing. And then he starts totally like just like MCing and spitting these bars and whatever. I don't know. Is that the word? Yeah. And that was my evening. Random day, actually. Really good. And I'm not gonna lie. This morning, bit of a hangover. And if I'm really honest, vaguely haven't done anything all day. I was meant to go and see a load of things, and then I didn't. And then I was meant to meet some friends, and then I didn't. And the guy from downstairs, Hood, who's staying here, we just ended up like hanging out. And then suddenly, like, I think my mum phoned me or something, and it was like 2:00. I was like, "Oh shit, it's 2:00." Anyway, then I came upstairs and I spoke to my other half. We did a bit of a Skype. And then I fell asleep for 2 hours. But I think that's a successful day. I think that's a really good, really successful day. I've totally kind of like chilled out. I've still got a bit of a headache from the hangover, which is, I am too old for this shit. I had like 4 or 5 drinks anyway. But I haven't eaten. That ridiculous breakfast, I had a ridiculous breakfast, right? Ridiculous breakfast, which I had at like 10:30, 11 o'clock. And I don't think I've eaten since. Like, it was huge. Really healthy, though. And I haven't eaten, like, all day today, which is probably not a good thing. But actually, maybe it is, because I didn't need anything else. So, yeah. So that's kind of proper sort of day one of the whole Recce adventure thing. And I'm going to go and see if I can hunt down some food, because actually, bit hungry now. Could do with a bit of munch. So I'm going to go and find something to eat. See if any of the lads downstairs are doing anything. But yeah, kind of a successful couple of days. So I'm going to keep going and see what happens. And I'll let you know.